Okay, with this one, we're going to be on page 40. We're also going to be doing the next page after this one, just because this shouldn't take us too long. A lot of this is the exact same. Again, starting off, make sure name, class would be the period, and then today's date that you're working on these sheets. Again, don't fill these all out. It's not right. And if I know that you didn't do all of these on the same date, then that's going to be wrong on that one. With this one up here, we have different views. So we already have the top view and we have the front view. You are going to be drawing the right view on this one, right view on this one. They've just changed which view you are currently drawing for this document. I'm going to skip a couple of these because these are the exact same as the front. It's just that you're drawing the opposite views. So make sure you're marking those ones off as you go along. The next ones I want to talk about is these right down here. Right here, we're seeing two squares when you're looking at the right view. You kind of see that one with this top view. You have one little square right here and this longer rectangle. Again, you're using the information that you get from this view. So we're going to do this one and this one together. We're going to skip these two and we'll go on to the next page. So this one right here, for the right view, we're going to have this square right here that we need to fill out, and this square right here because we are looking in this direction. So we need the height of the overall object. That would be the length of this line right here. We need the length or the height of that little square right there, or the bottom one, makes no difference which one you use. And then we also need the width going across these. So if we look at the width, that's going to be in this information right here, depth I should say, sorry, not width, depth. And so that's going to be 2 blocks right there. Again, this gets rotated just slightly so that you can kind of see this distance right here. I'm going to start in this bottom corner right there, which is this corner on the front view. And so we bring that one over. We have 4 right here. I'm just going to go over 1 box in this case, just so that it fits on there. If it doesn't fit, just move it. But that's going to be that corner starting point right there. So we know how tall it is overall. We have an overall of 4 right here. You can kind of see that it's 4 cubes tall. So we're going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to know how deep it is, or how the depth of it. So that was that 2 box right there. That's going to be this line going across here and the line going up across the top here. We already just did this back line right here. Yes, it is actually this line and this line together, but just so that you can kind of visualize it, it's that longer line. We're going to go 1 box across. That's that bottom line right there. Or 2 boxes across. We're going to go 2 boxes across right here. That's that top line right there. Then we need to connect those straight down. So we have this line and this line going together. That's going from up here all the way down. And then just like the front view, wherever there is an angle change or there is a cut or a depth change, a cutout, it's going to shine light on it differently. So you have to signify that. So right here is where that shelf is. We still need to draw this line in right here. That's going horizontal right here. So that's 2 boxes up right there. We can go 1, 2, draw a line across there. Or if you've kind of already figured this out, basically as long as you draw these in line with each other, which they need to be, otherwise it's wrong, we bring this line across here. We start right there. That's following that grid pattern across. You just draw that line in across. Now we have our bottom square. We have our top square right there and there. If we jump over to this side, it's kind of the same deal. The only thing with the curve is it's always changing depth, so you are just drawing this line right here. There is no other line in here that you have to draw or anything like that, even though it's constantly changing the angle of it. You only show the end of it because it's kind of counterintuitive to have to draw all these lines, and you just draw where the curve starts and where it ends, which the ending point would be the top. It'd be this line right here. The bottom of the curve would be this line. So again, we need depth. Depth is going to be 2. We need total height. Total height is 5. And then we need to know where this starts. And this says radius of 3, which basically means from the top down it's going to be 1, 2, 3 boxes. Or from the bottom up, it is going to be 2 boxes up. But again, if you follow the grids across when we draw these or extend the lines, they're going to just bring that line straight across. So starting off, make a dot right there. Again, I always kind of draw dots of where that's going to start so I can visualize it, especially as a new beginner you might want to do that one. But that dot are all that point right there. I need to go up however tall. I need to go up 5. And I know that because here's the top of the object. So I can just basically put that point right there by bringing that line across and then down. So there's 5 tall. That's going to be this line right here. It's also this curve, and yes, it is a curve, but it's actually a straight line when you look at it directly straight on from the right-hand side going this way. So that's this line right here is this line and that curve line. We need the the side going to the right. So we start here and we go over 2 boxes. Again, I got that right here. Then we need to go down, so we need to do this curve and this line down. Doesn't change, it's still 5 in this location, so we go down 5. And then we need to connect the bottoms. That's this bottom line right here. And yes, I've already marked this one. We still need to put this line in though. So then we need to put the bottom of that curve, because we have the top of the curve, which is this one, the bottom down here, and then we need the bottom of the curve right there. So we have 1, 2 boxes up, 1, 2, or if you wanted to count down 3 radius, which is 3 boxes down, 1, 2, 3, or take that line, that dot, and bring that one straight across to this point. Just draw that one in. Again, utilizing this is kind of your best friend at being able to visualize this. Now you'll notice I haven't been shading these in. I did that on the first page. If you want to continue that, you can do that. That's perfectly fine. You can draw and shade and mark these off, but I'm not going to do that one, just in essence of speed. So there's the answer key for those 2. The rest of the 4 on that page is kind of up to you. If you need help, again, always feel free to ask, but make sure you at least attempt it before asking questions. Flipping over onto this page, I'm going to ignore this one for a little bit. You can come back. You'll notice that we no longer have 3D views right here. So this is where people start to struggle with some of these. I'm actually going to do this one and this one. We're going to cross off this bottom one right here. So you do not need to do this one. We're going to do the plus, and we're going to do this one over here to kind of show a couple of hidden lines. And then again, I want you to experiment and try with the other 3 on this page on your own. Biggest thing you need to pay attention to, which I'll kind of try to repeat later on, but maybe not. It just depends on if I remember or not. Right here we have some dashed lines. Those are going to be hidden lines. You'll notice hidden lines right here as well. So when you draw this, or when you try this, it might be a different view, or a different orientation than what you think it is, based on those hidden lines. So you might want to have someone check over that before you turn that one in. Okay, the plus right here, we need the height of them. So this is also one that doesn't give you any dimensions. So maybe you want to count. So right here we have 1, 2, 3 boxes tall. Right here we have 3 boxes back. We have 1 box, 2, 3. And again, you can draw, sketch, whatever you need to on all of these. But you have 1, 2, 3 for the depth. You have 1, 2, 3 for the height right here. We don't care about the width because the width is already here and it's here. Remember, those distances are usually only in 2 views depending on how it's laid out. Now, if it's an angle that goes across all 3 planes, that's different, but that's not in this view for right now. So I'm going to start in this bottom corner. This corner is right here. So I'm going to bring that one over, and I'm just going to go right at this point right here, 2 boxes over. So that's going to be that starting point. We need to go for the height. So how tall is it? Well, it's 1, 2, 3 boxes tall. 1, 2, 3. We don't see any lines. It's basically straight across there. So we know that there's no real cutouts. How many boxes across do we go this way? Well, it's going to go 1, 2, 3. And the way that these orientate is this is box 1, 2, 3. All of these come out this way and then rotate down. So box 1 is there, box 2 is there, box 3 is there. Just to kind of get yourself to orientate. This whole thing just rotates this way and goes down. So we come over 3 boxes. Again, we need to go up and down for these. So we go down 3 and we connect the dots. Now, are we done? No, because all of these are cutouts. This is no longer there. That's a cutout. And this is a cutout right here as well. So we have to show that. We have to show this line and this line still going downwards. We've already got the outside of this one and the outside of this one. We have to show these 2 going down, not across, down, because again, we rotate it. So they're going to be in between the 1 and 2. That's this one, 1, 2. It's that line right there. And we have 2 and 3 right here. That goes right there. And those lines, again, go down. This is the hardest thing for people to visualize, is being able to rotate this in your head. And that's what it's roughly going to look like. Now you can always come up here and you can sketch this stuff out. So for example, right here we have the little plus. So if I really wanted to sketch this one out, I could draw now. This is not going to be perfect, but there's the top view for the plus. We have these things going down. We're going to stop right there. But anyways, oops, gotta do that line there too. So there's kind of this quick, down, dirty 3D. It's not great. It's kind of just sketched out. But again, what we have is this. We'll trace this one out. Pink right here is this pink right here. We have apparently a blue highlighter that I grabbed, but this is going to be the front view. So we have blue, blue, blue. That's blue, blue, and blue right there. And then what we need is we need our green, and that would be this wall. That's 1 right there. 2 is right there. And 3 is back in this corner, which is that one right there. Now this one over here, we're going to move on, go to this one, and I'll leave you to the rest of these. You'll want to make sure, again, before I can't forget, name, class period, and then today's date as you're working on this one. We'll go down here. This one, we see a dash line right here because we're looking down on this top piece right here. And since we're looking down on this, we can't see this cutout that's right here. So that's why we do a dash line. It's hidden. You cannot see it from the top view, but you have to show that there's something there to be looking out for. All right, so height. We're just going to count some of these blocks. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then sometimes I make note of where cutouts or things like that are. So I'm just going to say that maybe I want to put a little dot here and a dot here to draw my attention to, or maybe a dash or something like that, or an arrow. But that's what I want to draw my attention to. I also want to draw my attention to this back corner right here, because there is a corner there now too. This is all 1 thickness, so I'm not worried about anything on the top, but that is 1 block thick. So I'm going to start right here, bottom corner. So that goes right there. And then we're going to rotate it. And so we're going to go how far up? Well, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks up. We're not worried about any of the extra lines. We're just going to go 5 blocks up. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. How wide is it? So left to right here is going to be block 1. So go over 1. I'm going to connect all the way back down and across. Now, when we rotate this, we are looking at this view, this direction from the side. And so we will actually see this cutout. That's going to be a solid line because we're looking directly at this cut. And so we make a direct line right there. That's why I want to draw our attention to right here, because that's on the outside of our lines. And so that is a solid line right there. Down here, this is on the back side. We have this solid wall right here, and then this is in the back, so it's hidden. So that's going to be some dash lines. So I'm just going to bring that one across, and you might want to do this one with a pencil, which I need to grab here, just so I can kind of show what you should do. Is I would just bring that line across with a pencil, so you know where to mark it. Again, I would erase this afterwards, but you can bring that across. And then this location, make sure you put some dash lines. Now with a pencil, it's very hard. You might want to get a little tiny pen or a marker and just make a couple dash lines or dotted lines so that that is hidden. Again, you're not seeing that because it's on the back side of this vertical line or that vertical wall right there with that one. Again, sketching this one out, I could go this is not my best work, but that's okay. Wow, that one was really screwed up. So this view, this little square right here, is this really bad square that I drew right there. Then we have our long wall, which is this one right here. That's this long wall right there. The reason that this wall is hidden is because, again, we are looking this way. So we see this solid line right there. That's that one right there. And then we have this line in the back, which is going to be dashed across there because it's hidden, because it's cut away. So that's that dashed line right there. This view right here is this little shape right there. And then the top skinny part, you have one smaller rectangle. That's this one right here. And if I would draw on this one to scale, this back rectangle is this one right here. But that is those 2 pages. Good luck. If you have any questions, again, try it. Give me an example. Draw it. Maybe sketch out something of what you think is like, what it looks like off to the side, or try to draw it here and then try to sketch something and then ask me for help if need be. Good luck.